We are now live. So, question number 56. So this is the second half of this exam. Question number 56. It says, a document that transfers possession but does not transfer ownership. Transfers possession but does not transfer ownership is a warranty deed, a deed with restriction, a will, or a lease. Transfers possession but not ownership. Possession but not ownership. It's called D as in David, because the lease transfers possession for a temporary period of time, but it doesn't allow you to sell the property because you're not the owner. 57. Triggering terms are phrases in an advertisement that move the buyer to action, first catch the reader's attention, mislead the reader as to geographic location, and or require full disclosure of financing details. Triggering terms are phrases in an advertisement that, correct answer is D as in David. Triggering terms usually comes to loans. So if I tell you that your payment is going to be $1,500 a month, do we all qualify the same way? Do we have the same income, same credit, same job? No. Therefore, unique financial fingerprints. If I say $1,500 a month, then I also have to say to a qualified buyer based on X score, X income, and so on. You guys got it? 58. The term depreciation refers to the value of real estate after its useful life, the loss of value in real estate due to any cause, costs incurred to modernize a building, or the capitalized value of rent losses. Term depreciation. Correct answer is B. B as in boy. The loss of value due to any cause. Calculators. 59. How many lots, each measuring 72.5 feet wide by 100 feet deep, could be created from a 2-acre block of land? How many lots can be created from 2 acres? While you guys do that, Ella, let me get your business cards. You guys got it? Did you get 12 lots? Yes.
No. I don't know how much a lot is.
Say it again. That's why you draw. And you have 72 feet wide by 100 feet deep, gives you the square footage.
Correct, I got the full square footage, but how many lots can you get it?
Well, if there's 2 acres,
You have to know how much is an acre.
how much is an acre? Oh, you don't remember the squirrels?
Oh, I wasn't sure if that really applied, because I started saying it in my head, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure. I did though, I did say it, but I doubted myself.
Correct answer is 12 point something, but 12. Did everybody get 12?
Yes. No. Why you think?
Okay. How deep are the lots? Right? And then we have 2 acres, right? Okay. So the question is, how many, right? First thing we need to do is figure out the 72. If the numbers are outside, what do we do? Multiply. Great. So 72 and a half times 100 is?
72.
What is it? 7250 square feet. Yes? Okay. Now we got 2 acres. We need to figure out how much 2 acres are. So if 1 acre equals 4 squirrels, root 35, 60 miles an hour, then 2 acres equals 87,120. So that's the 2 acres. 87. All right. So we know the total area that we have, right? We know the total area, and we're trying to figure out how many lots we can build. Correct?
Yes.
So if the total area is 87,120 square feet, then we must divide by each individual lot. 7,250 square feet. And that equals 12.01, so rounded to 12. Good. Got it? Okay. Next. 60. The amount of money that will be paid for a property by a buyer to a seller, both being ready, willing, and able to act, and both being fully informed, represents the properties. This is similar to yesterday's question. Exchange value, market value, appraised value, or equalized value. Don't answer A again. The seller's not pressured, the buyer's not pressured. We're both well informed of the assets, potential, or defects of the property, and it has reasonable exposure on the market. This is the property's market value. Yesterday you said exchange value. Yesterday. You were over there, you yelled back, A, exchange value. Okay.
Would you say in a situation where you do the highest and best, that's not necessarily always the market value, and that's more of pressure value?
No, it's not a pressure at all. You're giving your highest offer, your best offer. Why would it be pressure value? It's literally give me your best offer. Because traditionally what buyers try to do is lowball.
Correct. However, you'll notice in highest and best, they'll go obscenely high when property really is not worth that.
Who? The buyers?
Yes.
If they really want it. You determine the value. Again, if you really, listen, the property's worth $250. If I want to offer $1 million, that's what I believe to be the market value. Because who determines the selling price? The buyers. And that determines market value. Okay? 61. Bill sold a duplex for a profit of $50,000 and took back a mortgage. He owes income tax on the entire gain in the year that the property is sold, pays income tax year by year as the payment is received, postpones tax if he purchases a vacation cottage within 2 years, collects interest in the first year's principals later. Correct answer for 61 is, I sold the property to you, but I took back a mortgage. That means I seller financed the purchase.
B.
Correct answer is B. You pay income tax year by year. This is chapter 17, and we talked about installment sales contracts. They pay at the marginal tax rate as they receive, because it's income versus capital gains. Mr. Johnson, a subdivider developer, would like to control the types of vehicles that can be parked in front of the homes in this classy subdivision. He can accomplish this with deed restrictions, the enforcement of zoning, a reverter clause, or eminent domain. Mr. Johnson is a subdivider/developer and wants to restrict the type of vehicles that can be parked in front of homes in this subdivision. He can accomplish this by deed restrictions, A, because subdivider is private. So private restrictions are always through the deed. It happens. So if it's a private gated community, that's traditionally what happens. We can say that commercial, for instance, parks all the way in the lot that I have in the back. But in front of the house, no.
I was thinking, only people with Jags, BMWs.
It was really not that intense. It was like commercial or, I got it. That's discrimination.
That's what I was thinking.
Against Toyotas? It's one way. Some days. One way an investor in real estate may defer capital gains is by exchanging for like property, obtaining maximum leverage, selling for cash, or building reserves. One way an investor in real estate may defer, delay, or postpone capital gain taxes is by, correct answer is A, exchanging for like property. So investor, this is investment or income properties, and I'm exchanging with another investment or income property. So I'm just rolling my money over to the new property. So there's no capital gains. 64. In the valuation of a hospital, which approach is given most weight? In the valuation of a hospital, which approach is given the most weight? Cost approach, income capitalization approach, market data approach, or all have equal weight? Correct answer is A, cost approach. Because there's not many hospital sales to compare to, and a hospital does not generate income. Okay, it's not a rental. There's a service being provided, but it's not a rental. All right, even though if you stay overnight, it's very expensive. Might as well go on vacation to Dubai or something. At least you die in peace, yeah. They tell you go to the hospital. No, buy me a plane ticket. The sale of time-sharing units. The sale of time-sharing units does not require a real estate license. Allows buyers the right of rescission for 7 days. Is forbidden to individual owners, or is usually on a flat fee basis. Timeshares does not require a real estate license. Allows buyers the right of rescission for 7 days. Is forbidden to individual owners, or is usually on a flat fee basis. No? You think it's C? Condos, townhouses, planned unit developments, anything that is large scale falls under subdivided land sales control. Also, interstate or out-of-state sales fall under a similar law. Therefore, the only option here would be the right of rescission 7 days. They're not New Jersey transactions, and they're not common transactions. So anybody advertising time-sharing units to New Jersey residents must include a 7-day rescission period. What is rescission? Cancellation of contract. Okay. $66. Covenants, conditions, and restrictions are placed on the condominium or co-op development by the homeowners association, attorney general office, developer, or present tenants. The CC&Rs in the condo or co-op are placed by the developer, correct, enforced by homeowner association, or in the co-op, if we had, would be the board of directors. But the developer is the one that places these. 67. The primary objective or goal of a property manager should be to provide the owner with a low vacancy rate, the highest return on the property value, complete monthly reports of income and expense, or allocated costs. Correct answer. B, the highest return on the property value. Remember this, a property manager is an extension of the owner. Therefore, the owner wants to have his property to continue upgrading in value, correct? Great. So they hire somebody to do that for them. The primary objective. One of the things you have to do is allocate costs. One of the things you have to do is complete monthly reports of income and expenses. And one of the things you have to do is maintain the low vacancy rate. Things you have to. But are these the main objective, the primary objective? No. 68. If radon test results reveal a reading of 14 PCIs per liter, a prospective purchaser should probably do what? Not worry about it, report it to the local health department, ask to see a survey, or request remediation. If radon test results measure 14 PCIs per liter, what should you do as a buyer? Correct answer is D as in David, because anytime it measures 4 PCIs or more, it's dangerous levels of radon. So you have to ask for remediation. Calculators. A house sells for $102,000 and is appraised at $100,000 by a lender who's willing to make a 75% loan-to-value loan. How much down payment does his house require? The house sold. It's not listed. It's sold for $102,000, but it was appraised for $100,000. The maximum loan the lender gave was 75% of appraised value, because they give you a percentage of appraised. How much down payment does this house require? Technically, you don't need calculators, but you guys ready?
Yes.
25,000, 25,500, 27,000, or 75,000. Correct answer is C as in Charlie. The loan was 75% of 100,000. That means the down payment is 25% of 100,000. But the house sold for more than the appraised value. So it's the $25,000 down payment plus the $2,000 difference. One thing you need to remember is that the buyer here had an option of either coming up with extra 2 or just walking away because it didn't appraise at the right value. Okay? And if the appraiser does not appraise for $2,000, then something is wrong with this guy. Right? If it's $10,000 or more, I'll be concerned. But $2,000, nobody's that good or precise to $2,000. So as a realtor, you guys can dispute the value by preparing what's called BPO, Broker's Price Opinion. You can always dispute appraisals. It is my broker's price opinion that this property is worth $102,000. What they would do next is send the second appraiser to verify, because nobody's that good. You can tell me a house is worth $300, I'll tell you it's worth $301. Everybody has different perspectives. You got it? Now, under the provisions of the ordinary store lease, trade fixtures that remain in store after the expiration of the lease, they become property of the lessee, new tenant, lessor, or chattel mortgagee. Trade fixtures that remain after the lease expired become property of who? The lessor, the landlord. Because it's my property and you left the property with stuff behind, everything is mine. Simple. 71. A listing that obligates the broker to distribute the listing to other brokers is a open listing, option, multiple listing, or friendly listing. A listing that obligates the broker to distribute the listing to other brokers is called C as in Charlie, multiple listing. Because when you put on the MLS, you are distributing, mandatorily distributing to all the others. Can we close the windows now?
Yeah.
The sun's not hitting that much, right? Yeah, calm down. You need coffee? It's okay. Thanks, Ella. Thanks, Louis. And thank you, Edison. Well, good thing I got a surprise for you.
Not
I
coffee.
think that's what you need. Not coffee, no. I know everybody's wondering. All right. So multiple listing, right? Next. 72. A void contract is one that is not in writing, is rescindable by agreement, is missing an essential element, or executory. A void contract. Correct answer is C as in Charlie. For a valid contract to exist, it must have all 4 essential elements. A void contract is missing at least one. 73. If there's an incident of discrimination, the complainant has to prove that the act was intentional, the offense was repeated, discrimination occurred, or the act caused a loss. Write down the answer. There was discrimination. What do I have to prove? Correct answer is C as in Charlie. Discrimination occurred. I don't have to prove it was intentional. I don't have to prove that it caused a loss or a repeated offense. I just have to prove that it occurred. And then it's on you to prove that it wasn't on purpose and all that. Now, 74. An option No, I know, but them beeping is like, why now? They had the whole Route 21 to beep, but not here. An option is a contract that requires the buyer to complete the purchase, keeps an offer open for a specified time, gives the buyer an easement on the property, or allows the buyer to occupy the property. An option is a contract that Correct answer is
B.
B as in boy. It's an option. It's like a lease with option to buy. It keeps the option open for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever we agree. Does the buyer have to buy? No, the option is open. You have 3 years to exercise the option. Simple. 75. In the cost approach, the appraiser makes use of the owner's original cost of the building, owner's cost of the original building, estimate of the replacement cost of the building, sales price of similar buildings, or depreciative value used for income tax purposes. In the cost approach, the appraiser makes use of the correct answer. B, replacement cost. In the cost approach, we're only concerned with reproduction cost or replacement cost. Reproduction, original material. Replacement cost, material that serves the same purpose. It's complicated. Well, you have a cup there. Go fill it with coffee. Come back. We're almost done, right? A lease that requires the lessee to pay taxes, operating expenses, and insurance is called gross lease, net lease, percentage lease, or recorded lease. Correct answer for 76 is B as in boy, net lease. If it was gross lease, you wouldn't pay anything. It's your monthly lease and that's it. Net lease, you pay a flat fee plus taxes, insurance, maintenance. 77. The tenant with a month-to-month tenancy must give the landlord how much notice of intention to vacate? 1 week, 2 months, 1 month, or no notice. You have a month-to-month. Write down the answer. 1 week, 2 months, 1 month, or no notice. Write down the answer. Correct answer is C as in Charlie. Did I lose some of you already?
Yes.
More coffee? Are you guys good? Excellent. We're almost done. Okay? When recorded in the county where real property of the defendant is located, a judgment becomes a voluntary lien, attachment lien, involuntary lien, or equitable lien. 78. If it's a judgment, was it voluntary? Was it involuntary? Is it an attachment or equitable lien? Correct answer. C. C as in Charlie. Involuntary lien, because nobody asked for a judgment. Hey, sue me. No. Correction. Some people do say, sue me. Let's see what you're going to get. 79. Zoning ordinances are usually established by federal government, local authorities, state of New Jersey, or court order. Zoning ordinances are established by, correct answer is B as in boy. Zoning ordinances are local ordinances. So each municipality has it. 80. John Borek sold Andrew Maloney an acre of land, but reserved the right to cross Maloney's acre to reach the public road. Maloney's new property is called the dominant tenement, servient tenement, homestead, or leasehold. John Borek sold Andrew Maloney an acre of land, but reserved the right to cross Maloney's property. Is Maloney's property dominant or servient? Correct answer is B as in boy, servient. Because John can cross or has the right to go over somebody else's property. So John dominates, right? Andrew serves, allows them to go through the land. 81. If a broker's license is suspended, the licenses of his or her salespersons are also suspended automatically, not affected, suspended for any salesperson who was aware of the offense at the time, or allowed to continue for a 6-month temporary period. This should be easy. Correct answer is A as an apple. If your broker's license is suspended, congratulations, so is yours. Right? Any questions here? Questions? No. Great. 82. A broker salesperson must maintain a separate escrow account, meet all broker qualifications, use only the designation salesperson in business cards, you right? Or obtain a branch office license. A broker salesperson. Correct answer is B. B as in broker. For you to become a broker salesperson, you must meet all of the broker qualifications. You just choose to still operate under another broker. Does anybody remember the broker's qualifications? 3 years full-time and 150 hours course besides the salesperson. Yeah, but at least 3 years of experience, full-time experience. 83. In New Jersey, an oral listing agreement is never legally enforceable, is enforceable if it is for less than 1 year, must be confirmed in writing within 5 days, or is the most commonly used form of listing. An oral listing agreement, where you tell me you want to sell your property, don't put anything in writing, but I post it on the MLS right away. C. Correct answer is C as in Charlie. You can have an oral agreement, but you got to put it in writing within 5 calendar days. 84. In New Jersey, a licensed broker must have $50,000 bond, separate escrow bank account, college degree, or all of the above. In New Jersey, a licensed broker must have, correct answer is B as in boy, a separate escrow or trust account for the transactions. $85. Make sure you guys are writing down the answer so you can see what you did at the end, okay? 85. A salesperson or broker may have to start all over again with classes and examination if the license is not renewed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. A salesperson or broker may have to do everything all over again if their license has not been renewed for, what is it? Correction is, the correct answer is B, 2 years. 2 years or more, your license gets revoked, so you have to go and do everything all over again. 86. New Jersey law allows a landlord to refuse to rent to anyone on welfare, people with children, people with dogs, or any of the above. New Jersey law allows me to say no to welfare, no to children, no to dogs, or no to any of the above. Correct answer for 86 is C. C as in Charlie, no to dogs. Which type of listing is illegal in New Jersey? Open listing, net listing, exclusive right to sell listing, or exclusive agency listing? Correct answer is B as in boy. Net listing is illegal in New Jersey. 88. These are easy questions, right? Every listing must include the broker's home phone number, the square foot measurement of the property, a notice that commissions are negotiable, or the broker's promise to advertise the property. Every listing must include, correct answer is C, commissions are negotiable. There's no standard commission rate in New Jersey. '89. In New Jersey, a landlord may not refuse a tenant solely because political affiliation, children in the family, prison records, or pets. In New Jersey, a landlord may not refuse a tenant solely because of. The answer is B as in boy. We just addressed that before, didn't we? We cannot refuse to rent to children in the family. All right, 90. Only 20 to go. We're doing great. In New Jersey, continuous, open, notorious, hostile. You're going to have to wait. Don't look at your phone. Okay. In New Jersey, continuous, open, notorious, hostile, and exclusive occupation of another's real property may lead to acquisition through adverse possession after a period of 3 years, 6 years, 10 years, or 20 years. Adverse possession, the prescriptive period is 20 years. D as in David. So after 20 years, you can claim the property because they abandoned it. 91. After the 75-hour course is successfully completed, license application must be made within 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. Can you give a second for everybody to answer?
I'm just watching out for her.
I am too. Correct answer is C as in Charlie, 1 year. 92. The salesperson's license examination can be taken only by anyone who walks in, anyone enrolled in the pre-licensing course, anyone who has successfully completed the course, or someone who has a sponsoring broker who can complete the license examination. Correct answer for 92 is C as in Charlie. After you successfully complete this course, you get a certificate. With that certificate, you go take the exam. 93. Unless the experience requirement is waived, the applicants for a broker's license must have served a full-time apprenticeship as a licensed salesperson for at least 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, or 3 years. So for you to become, please don't answer right away. For you to become a broker, you must have had at least 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, or 3-year full-time apprenticeship. Correct answer is D as in David, 3 years. 94. Records of all contracts of sale, listing agreements must be kept by a broker for at least 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or 7 years. Correct answer for 94 is 6 years. Permanent records must be kept for 6 years because of statute of limitations. Within 6 years, you could get sued. 95. The Real Estate Commission is composed of how many members? 3, 5, 8, or 10? And the correct answer for 95 is C as in Charlie. 96. The educational requirements for a broker's license can be waived for certain brokers licensed in other states, spouses of recently deceased brokers, salespersons with 10 years of full-time experience, or college graduates who hold a doctorate. We had a similar question yesterday. Educational requirements, so the 150 hours or the 75 hours could potentially be waived for somebody with. Correct answer is A as in apple. broker's license in another state because you have experience. You're dealing with this. 97. A New Jersey real estate salesperson must be a citizen of the United States, at least 21 years old, college graduate, or sponsored by a supervising broker. For you to become a salesperson, you must be, correct answer is, D as in David, sponsored by a supervising broker. I keep on saying this. Believe it or not, most of the state exam questions are like this. One-liners, easy. Get it out of the way. Guarantee fund is used to pay the broker commission unlawfully held by the seller, protect the salesperson if a broker refuses to split a commission as previously agreed. They come after the broker, right? Reimburse the public from losses arising from the licensee's wrongdoing, or compensate buyers who have suffered from unlawful discrimination. The guarantee fund is used to, correct answer for 98 is C as in Charlie, to reimburse the public for losses arising from your wrongdoing. When I tell you to write down your answers, your most honest belief to be the right answer. Even if it's wrong, that's what you write down. You guys got it? Just go with your gut feeling. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Then you get to revise later why you had it wrong. 99. A broker could lose his or her license for sharing commission with another broker salesperson, a broker in another state, a former salesperson who listed a house while in the broker's employ, or another New Jersey broker. 99. A broker could lose his license for sharing commission with, and the correct answer is, A as in apple. The reason why it's not C is because I'm paying somebody that sold something while working for me. They left. Can I still pay them? Yes. Will I pay full commission? Whatever we negotiated. There's stuff that's pending. It's yours. You're entitled to money if our agreement says so. But what I cannot do is pay another broker salesperson. So I'm the broker for Remax, and I'm going to pay Weichert salesperson? No, that's what I could not do. Could not share commission with anyone outside my brokerage firm if that person is not a broker, him or herself. And when we say broker, talking about broker of record. 100. With certain restrictions, a commission may be shared with an unlicensed person in the form of a rebate to the seller, buyer, broker's assistant, or office secretary. Who can we rebate part of our commission to? Correct answer is buyer. Only the buyer can get money in the form of a credit or a check at the time of closing. Okay? 101. When the new building is considered safe for human habitation, a building inspector can issue a certificate of occupancy, restrictive covenants, special use permits, or building permits. 101. If it's safe for human habitation, it is safe to live and occupy. So the correct answer is A as an apple. 102. The largest fine that may be charged as penalty for a violation of New Jersey license law is $500, $5,000, $10,000, or, Juliana? $50,000. Isn't that what you answered yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct answer for 102 is $50,000. That's the largest fine. 103. New Jersey Real Estate Commission is part of the, well, we answered this yesterday as well, Department of Banking and Insurance, Attorney General's Office, Education Department, or Secretary of State's office? Correct answer for 103 is
A.
Department of Banking and Insurance. A. Final lap, we're almost done. Which of the following needs a real estate license when involved in handling a real estate transaction? Who needs a real estate license? An executor, a bank, a developer selling homes in her subdivision, or an auctioneer? Who needs a real estate license when handling a real estate transaction? Correct answer for 104 is what is it?
Yes, no.
D as in dog or D as in David. An executor is named in the will to execute the will. They're an extension of the owner. Don't need a license. The previous owner. A bank does not need a license. A developer is selling the homes that they just developed. It's their homes. It's their subdivision, right? But an auctioneer is handling license for property for somebody else. They need a license. 105. The deed known in New Jersey as bargain and sale deed with covenants against Renters Acts is also known as quitclaim deed, fiduciary deed, warranty deed, or special warranty deed. It's a bargain and sales deed with covenants against Renters Acts. What are covenants? Promises, guarantees, warranties, right? Correct answer for 105 is D, as in David. There's a warranty deed and there's a special warranty deed. Think of it as limited warranty because it's limited to the time that I had the property. A warranty deed is before me and after me, and also while me. Okay? Special warranty deed, I'll give you a special warranty of the time I had the property. I don't know about what they did before, and I cannot guarantee the future. But while I had the property, this is what I did. This is the normal deed used in New Jersey. 106. Ron Smith dies suddenly, leaving a wife and 2 minor children, but no will. So he died without a will. New Jersey law of descent provides that his wife is entitled to his entire estate, half of his estate, 50,000 plus half of the remaining estate, or the entire remaining estate after the children reach 21. Ron Smith dies suddenly without a will. How does New Jersey distribute the assets to the spouse? Correct answer for 106 is C as in Charlie. This is chapter 20. Law of descent. If you don't determine who gets what, the government will give the first 50,000 to the spouse, and if there are children, then after the 50,000, they split half between the wife and the children. Okay? That's only when you leave without a will.
What chapter is it?
20. Only when you leave without a will. That's why a will is so important. 107. New Jersey's Consumer Information Statement. Page 34 and page 35, right? Lists both obvious and latent defects in the property. Lists protected classes under state's fair housing laws. Lists licensees' agency relationship to each party. Or lists the current mortgage plans available from local lenders. The CIS is the Consumer Information Statement. And the correct answer is C as in Charlie. Agency relationship. We're almost there. Megan's Law. We've been almost there for a while, but anyway. Megan's Law requires that a community be alerted to the presence of convicted sex offenders. Buyers be given 3 days after signing in which to void a purchase contract. In absence of a will, surviving children are entitled to half an estate. Or D, tenants age 62 or older may not be evicted. Megan's Law. Correct answer is
A.
A as in apple. Very good. And the final two. Mount Laurel lawsuits 1 and 2 were concerned with blockbusting, redlining, stigmatized property, or exclusionary zoning. Mount Laurel. Correct answer is D as in David, exclusionary zoning, because they were excluding the poor, the low and moderate income for residential areas. And the final one, 110. A residential lease for 1 year or more is subject to review and possible cancellation by the tenant's attorney, but not by the landlord's attorney, anytime during the first month of tenancy, within 3 business days of signing, or only if the attorney's notice is given by certified mail. A residential lease for 1 year or more is C as in Charlie. Got a option to cancel within 3 business days. All right, guys. So we're done. Don't leave. Don't get up. Listen to me. We are done. Today was way faster. Now you know how the questions are. You're expecting it, right? I want you to make sure you evaluate yourself, what you did, what you had wrong, because that's what you should be focusing on. Study the whole thing, right? I was talking to Louis about that this morning. So study the whole thing regardless, but extra focus where you have difficulties. You guys got it? Yes? There's no class on Monday, no class on Tuesday, or Wednesday morning. But Thursday morning at 10:30, I lock the doors. Be here before 10:30. Very, very important. Because that time, see here, we're all talking, we're all having fun, but that day, only you are going to have fun. To yourself. You cannot speak. In fact, you're going to be seated completely separate and different exams. The person next to you is not going to have the same exam that you have. All right? So there's no point in even trying. You will be watched by me, but Pedro will be here as well to proctor. I will not be in the class. You guys got it? Make sure you're on time because we don't want any distractions. We treat this just as it is the state exam. And the phones will be taken away from you. So just so you know, exactly. So just so you know, your phone will have to be on silent or turned off and is going to be away from you. It's going to be put all the way in the back. Once you finish the exam, just like the state exam, once you finish the exam, your phone will be returned to you. You guys got it?
Yeah.
One more thing, as we're almost done. If there's any document pending, I know some of you, I did not ask for your ID during registration or we forgot ID. Before we give you the certificate, if there's anything pending, like a copy of your ID, we will request that copy, okay? If there's any payments pending, they'll be taken before you do the exam. Just giving you a heads up, all right? If you have not completed at least 90% of the exam, that means 20 chapters at least, right? Not this week, I'm talking about actual core chapters. If you have not completed at least 90% of the course, you will not be able to take the exam. You guys got it? So, with that being said, I said I had a surprise for you guys, right? So let me just get off the live real quick. All right, so my son was watching and answering the questions.
Oh,
And he got most of it right.